Hi everyone, good morning. Martha Ermias here, coming to you live from Columbus, Ohio. Little late today. I usually start my Facebook Live at 9 a.m. but today I was 30 minutes late and I'm sorry for those of you who follow me consistently. Hi Tolda, good to see you here from all the way from Florida. So today I want to share with you an amazing lesson that I learned from one of the top leaders and success coaches of our time. His name is Brian Tracy. I really like his stuff, and I'll be sharing with you guys some success principles that are really, really good, that he's been studying successful people for a very long time. Hi everyone, good morning. Good to see you guys here. Hi Lily, good to see you. But before I go to my subject today, well, first of all, for those of you who are seeing me for the first time, seeing this Facebook Live for the first time, my name is Martha Ermias, and I am from Columbus, Ohio. I'm an entrepreneur. I have three passions: entrepreneurship, personal growth, and contribution are my passions. I do this Facebook Lives every single day, Monday to Friday, to share some things that I believe would be of value for people. And for those of you who've been getting value out of this and sharing and everything, thank you so much. And please go ahead and share it with your friends if you still think that this is going to be helpful. But one of the things that I wanted to share today is that before I go to the topic for today, I've been doing this practice with a business partner of mine every single day, and it's helped me a lot. So I've shared with you guys before that practicing gratitude is one of the ways that we can keep our mind in the right place so that we can create the success that we want. Hi Dawitom, good morning. Hi Ruti, I saw you guys, everybody. Janice, how are you? Good to see you guys here. So practicing gratitude is one of the ways that we can keep our mind in the right place so that we can create success. You know, I was at a mastermind meeting yesterday, and we were talking about the war that we have to fight to be successful as entrepreneurs. Excuse me, guys, I don't know why. Sorry about that. The war that we have to fight as to become, successful entrepreneurs. And a lot of the war, guys, is really not even against the world or outside. The biggest battle that we have to win is the battle of our minds. Really, it's really, if we can win the war with our minds, then everything else is really easy. So 80% of the fight is with our minds. And how do we fight that fight? How do we keep our mind in the right place? That way, every single day, we are doing what we're supposed to be doing. That way, we can achieve the goals and visions that we have over time. And one of the biggest way that we can do that is by practicing gratitude. Gratitude, because a lot of times our mind tends to focus on the negative things as opposed to the positive things. But if we make it a habit to think of one thing, just one thing, if we can more than one thing, but just to think of one thing that we can be grateful for that day, then we are forcing our minds to actually focus on gratitude, and our mind starts to become healthier and healthier and healthier. And we tend to develop the habit of looking at the positive side of life as opposed to the negative side of life. And when we notice, or when we see the positive things in life, when we think about the things that we're more grateful of, then what happens is we feel great. We feel good. And when we think about the negative things that are happening in our lives, or just whatever our brain throws at us, then our feelings are also affected. We're not motivated, we don't feel good, we don't feel energized, so we don't do well. So I've been practicing this, and it's been serving me really well. I'm loving it, and I'm also going to be teaching it to other people that are in my business as well. So practicing three things. So we call it GLW. GLW. G stands for gratitude. L stands for things you learn. W stands for your win for the day. So at the end of the day, you think about what you're grateful for that day. It could be business related, life related, whatever it is that you're grateful for. And then you also think about, what did you learn that day? What is it that you learned that day? And the third thing is, what was your win for that day? Okay, these are all positive things, and the practice and the habit of doing that keeps your mind in the right place, and for the next day you're more prepared with a positive attitude, and you're empowered, so you will do better. So this is a great thing that I'm practicing, and I just encourage you guys to practice it as well. I was just so excited after doing this almost for two weeks, I would say. I'm seeing a very positive result in my life, so I wanted to share with you guys that before I go to my topic today. So my topic today, and again, what I'm sharing today is from Brian Tracy. Brian Tracy is a success coach. He coaches very successful top entrepreneurs, and he's written a book, and he has a success coaching program as well. And one of the things that he did in life is really study successful people. And out of his study, he realized that the top 5% who are extremely successful have something in common. They have 10 success principles that they practice every single day, all of them. And what's funny about this 10 principles of success is that they all start with C, okay, with the letter C. And the second thing is that they're all habits that can be developed. It's not something that we have to be born with. They're actually all habits that can be developed, which means that any one of us can actually go ahead and practice those success principles, and we become successful as a result. And the third thing is, if you practice those success principles, the 10 C's of success principles, every single day until you own them, they become part of you, then nothing can really stop you from doing anything that you want. So these are very, very important success principles by Brian Tracy, and they all start with C. So we're going to go ahead and start with the first one. The first C is clarity. Okay, clarity. When we say clarity, it means that you have to be clear with what you want. You have to be clear with what you want, where you're going, who you want to become, what you want to do in life. The funny thing is, most people don't have clarity. Most people don't have clarity. Successful people are very clear with what they want, where they want to be in life, where they're going, what they want to do. Most people, on the other hand, think that it's out of their control. They feel like if they are clear with a vision or a dream or a vision, that they're not going to be able to accomplish it, so it's going to create disappointment. So why even think that? So if you don't have clarity, then you really don't know where you're going. There's actually a saying, if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. So basically, you're really directionless, and you don't have any specific path that you're following, so you'll just end up anywhere. Okay, so clarity is one success principle that we have to start practicing. Good morning, Benny. Nice to see you. Hi, Mitik. Good to see you here. Yeah, so clarity is one success principle that we have to practice, because that's one key success attributes that all successful people have. So what I'm sharing today, guys, is the 10 C's of success principle by Brian Tracy. Number 2, competence. So competence means that you want to excel in whatever that you're doing. Excellence. You have to pursue excellence. If you're doing it great, then you got to start doing it better. And in order for you to do it better, what does that mean? You have to acquire skills. You have to acquire knowledge. You want to know in your profession, whatever that you're doing, you want to be an expert. So you want to pursue excellence, which means that you have to be very competent. Okay, you've got to strive for excellence, and you want to be engaged in continuous learning. And this is one of the things that I've found has helped me in my own journey, being a consistent learner. There isn't a day that I don't learn something. I'm always reaching, and it's a habit now. Before it wasn't, really. It wasn't. Like 3.5 years ago, learning wasn't a habit. I love learning all the time, but it wasn't a habit where I was doing it every day. But now, I'm very intentional with it. So competence is very important. You always have to increase your knowledge and learn. And it doesn't really take that long, guys, to learn something. It can take you just maybe, read 10 chapters of 10 pages of a book every single day, or listen to a podcast or some kind of lesson in your profession or whatever you're doing for like 30 minutes a day. It doesn't take that long. You could do it while, for those of our women, washing dishes or preparing food, or that's something that we can do. Or for those of you who commute, who drive, you can do it while you're driving. So it's something that we can incorporate as we're doing something else, which makes it really fun and easy to do. So competence is the second thing we need to seek excellence. Number 3 success principle that really, really works is common sense. And again, we have to have some common sense. Basically, I think all of us are really gifted with like intuition and gut feeling about something, okay? And having that gut feeling and intuition about something can serve us really well, but a lot of times we doubt ourselves. We doubt ourselves and we don't take action. But that's a gift that we have, and if you have the gut feeling, you've got to take a little bit of risk and act on it, as opposed to overthink it. When you overthink something, it becomes very complicated, and then you're just paralyzed. And there's a word that we use in our industry, analysis paralysis. When you keep analyzing something, it paralyzes you. You basically don't do anything. So gut feeling, intuition, whatever you want to call it. I call it wisdom. Wisdom is all around us. When you seek it, you will find it. But you just have to seek it first. And then when you know, you just know. And you just act on it. So that's the third success principle that very successful people practice on a daily basis to become successful. And number four is concentration. Okay, and then again, the 10 success principles we're talking about today, they all start with C. Okay, just notice that concentration, and I've seen this on a lot of training videos, or I've heard it from different leaders. Very extremely successful people are extremely focused. They're very, very focused. They know their priorities. They're not stretched all over the place. Actually, it was Warren Buffett, the greatest investor of our time, that said that, they asked him what was the secret for his success, and he said that saying no to 99% of the stuff that comes my way, which means that he's very focused in what he's doing, so he doesn't get overstretched by different things. Once you find your path, your passion, what you want to do, then you really got to be focused on that. A lot of times when you try to multitask and do multiple things that need equal attention and focus, then you're probably not going to be successful in all of them. So concentration and focusing all of your energy on the path that's going to take you to where you want to go is also very important. Number 5, and again, every single success principle we're talking about here starts with a C, and this is from Brian Tracy. Creativity. You want to be creative. Hi Salamina, hi Henok, good to see you guys here. So creativity. We talked about this. I talked about this last week on one of my videos. Creativity is very important. What does creativity mean? It doesn't mean being innovative or creating something new, something that didn't exist. Improving something is also creativity, and that's very, very important in success, in creating success. You always want to ask yourself this question: how can I improve this? How can I improve it? How can I make it better? You always want to make it better. Or how can I scale it up? Now that we're doing great, how do we make it even reach out to more people? How do we scale it up? The first thing is you want to improve it, make it better, and the second thing is you want to scale it up. So creativity is, you find creativity or you become creative by asking questions, the right questions. Hi Renee, good to see you here. Neviat, good to see you. Yeah, so creativity is the 5th principle of success. And number 6 is consideration. Consideration. Always, always consider relationships to be key for your success. And again, a lot of times we think that what we do, the services we provide, the products we have or create, or all of that is the key to our success. But the key to our success is really people. It's really people. Whatever industry, whatever profession you're in, the key to success is really people. And it's funny because I remember asking, I have an aunt in Chicago who has an amazing, extremely successful daycare center. And one of my cousins worked with her, and I asked her, what do you think is the key to her success? And she told me that she really knows how to work with people. That was the key to her success. Because if you really don't know how to work with people and really create relationships, if you really don't serve people, then your success is going to be short-lived. Because people are the ones that drive your success. You have to work with people. And this is very important, guys, because a lot of us lack skills in working with people. A lot of us do. I did, until I started to concentrate, focus on it, and learn it. I really did that. And whenever that happens, when you feel like when you're not confident that your skills with people is really good, what do? You try to choose careers or paths that avoids people. You think that you can live without it and be successful. You try not to be a part of where, sometimes people say, oh, I'm choosing a career in technology so that I don't have to talk to people. And I've heard this over and over again. People would tell me, no, anything that has anything to do with people, I don't want to do it. Well, the thing is, if you want greatness and measure great success, really, if you want to maximize your potential and become the person that you can be, that you're created to be, you're going to have to work with people. It's not something that we can avoid. So the best thing to do is really learn and acquire the skills that we need to work with people. And it's really not complicated, guys. Like, when you start to read books and when you start to learn from experts that are really good in that area, it's actually an art. Anything that we don't know how to do, that we don't have skills of, we think it's very complicated until we start to learn it. Once you start to learn it, it's actually an amazing thing. And also that will give you a competitive edge, because a lot of people are not doing what you're doing. They're not learning what you're learning. And when you're learning that, then you're actually raising to the top, and your value is becoming more as well. So you got to consider relationships, because relationships will drive your success. Okay. So principle number 7 is consistency. My favorite word, consistency. Consistency is extremely important in anything you do. A lot of times, many people would start a diet program, or they start going to the gym, and after about 3 weeks, 4 weeks, they stop. And the reason that they don't have results is because they're stopping. They're not consistent with it. Otherwise, if they were consistent with it for 6 months, if they were consistent with it for a year, they'll definitely see the result. And in everything in life, consistency is very, very, very important. And the funny thing, guys, is a lot of times, we think the life of a successful person is glamorous, and it's filled with fun. We're filled with just having whatever they want, doing whatever they want, whenever they want. Yes, but at the root of it is they are very consistent in doing what's boring, what's hard, what they don't like on a consistent basis. That's what creates their success. And that's what they create success, and they're very consistent with it. And your consistency is very needed, because you need to persevere what's boring, what's tough, what's discouraging, what looks like it's not bringing any results. You need to persevere during those times, and that's why you have to develop the habit of consistency. Consistency is actually a habit, and it can be developed. And personally, I could share with you how I developed consistency, and I think that tends to be one of my strongest traits now, as by I didn't care about results. I really didn't care about results. I cared about me doing what I said I was going to do every single day. And the problem with just missing one day is you're breaking the habit. When you say, today maybe I'll just be okay with today. If I don't do it, that's okay. You try to reason. You say, I'm not feeling very well, so maybe it's okay if I miss it today, and things like that. You try to reason, you break it, but it's not that day that's going to hurt you. It's like breaking the habit and introducing a habit of breaking the habit. That's going to hurt you. So everything is governed by a habit, and consistency is a habit. So developing the habit of consistency really serves you well. And this is how I started developing consistency. I would set aside time, as like maybe 1 hour, when I'm going to be consistent on the things that I really need to do every single day. Just 1 hour, even if half an hour. It's not even how long or how much you do, it's how often you do it. Even if it's like half an hour, 30 minutes a day, I'm committed to that 30 minutes a day. The rest of the day, I can be inconsistent. I can do whatever I want. So when you set your goals to that little achievable way, like little achievable thing, then you can easily be more consistent. And then once you start becoming consistent, it becomes a habit. It becomes second nature, and if you don't do it, then you start to feel weird, which means now it's a habit, and then you don't struggle with it. So consistency is very, very important, and it's a habit that we can develop, and we all can do it. Principle number 8, commitment. You want to be committed, okay? Commitment is very, very important also, because, and again, that's very, very important, because if you're not, like sometimes, people would say whenever they're starting something, they would say, oh, I'll take a look and see, and if I don't like it, maybe there's no commitment with that. And there's no success that's going to come out of that. Once you take a look at something and you know that this is a journey that you're going to take, you have to start with a commitment, because in the journey, there's going to be moments when you're not going to like it. And not necessarily because it's a bad path or the path is not right for you, but because it's going to be uncomfortable, because you're going to grow in the process, and growth is not comfortable. Okay, you're going to be challenged. You're going to find yourself not competent or equipped to do this or that, and you want to quit. You're going to be tempted to quit. So what keeps you in the journey to see your results or flourishing is initial commitment, okay? And the commitment should be for a long haul. Like a lot of times people commit to a month. Nothing happens in a month. When you commit, at least commit for a year. Whatever you're doing, commit for a year. And then decide, like by the end of the year, that's when you're going to evaluate whether or not this path is worth for you or not. So your commitment shouldn't be for a short period of time, because nothing happens in a short period of time. If you can commit for 2 years, my timeline for whenever I'm committing for something is usually 2 years, because the first year is a growth year, learning year and everything. The second year is where I'm seeing results of whatever I'm trying to do. But commitment on a long period of time is very important. So you have to be committed when you start something. If there's no commitment, there's not going to be any results. Principle number 9, courage. Again, for those of you who are just joining right now, we're talking about the 10 Principles of Success by Brian Tracy, and they all start with C, okay? And we're on principle number 9 right now. Courage is principle number 9. You have to have courage. And courage, what does courage mean? A lot of times people think that you become courageous because you don't feel fearful, okay? They think that they can avoid fear. But fear is actually a natural reaction that we have. If there's something that we don't know, or we've never done it before, we've never tried it before. Hey, Josie, my brother's in the house. Nice to see you here. So, so we become afraid if we don't know what the outcome is, whether we're going to fail or not, or we've never tried it before. Fear is a natural reaction. It's always going to be there. But courage is acting even when the fear is there. That's what courage is. And courage is necessary for our success. And how do you become courageous? You become courageous by understanding that it's okay to fail. It's okay to fail. I mean, we are afraid of fear. I mean, failure, and that's why we fear it. But it's okay to fail. Understanding that every little success is actually backed up by a little failure. Okay, there's no success without failure. So if that's the formula, we might as well be okay with failing. And actually, there was an exercise that we did. Hi, Renee, good to see you here. If you remember, we were in that mastermind group together when we learned this. There was an exercise that we did when you're afraid of something. Our trainer, our coach was, taking us through this exercise. Close your eyes and think about what could go wrong. Just ask, what if? Face your fears by saying, what happens if I did this? And maybe you'll say, oh, maybe everybody will laugh at me. Everybody will think that I'm really foolish. Okay, what happens if that happens? If you keep asking yourself questions like that, you'll find out that what you're afraid of is actually nothing to be afraid of. At the end of the day, it's not going to kill you. It's not going to kill you. If you're not going to die out of whatever it is that you're afraid of, why fear it? And that's the best way to build up your courage. Number 10, and the last principle of success, is confidence. Okay? What's funny about this, guys? Hi, Amanu, good to see you here. Confidence is actually the end result of the 9 things we just talked about. If you practice the 9 things that we just talked about, which is if you have clarity of what you want and where you want to go, okay? If you pursue competence or you pursue excellence in your life, if you exercise your common sense and intuition and gut feeling, if you have concentration, which is focus, if you exercise creativity, meaning improving every single day, asking questions, how can I make it better? If you practice consideration, considering that relationships are important, like focusing on people and relationships. If you focus on consistency, if you practice consistency, if you're consistent with whatever you do, if you act with commitment, if you have commitment, and if you act with courage, then you will be confident. Confidence comes from living these principles. Okay, so the beauty of it all is you don't have to be born with these principles or be able to do them. I've seen some of the comments here. Somebody said that I'm not very good with consistency. I really wasn't. I still have to work at it. But the beautiful part of it is we all can learn it, and when we learn it, we become the person that we are supposed to become, and success becomes a lot easier for us. Success is really the person that you become, more than what you do or the opportunities that you have. Success is within you, and you can become successful by becoming a successful person, changing who you are to become more successful. And this is a great guidance, guys. It's 10 different success principles put together by Brian Tracy. Not that hard to remember. They all start with C, so we can only make it happen. Yes, we can only make it happen. Thank you, Renee. And the beautiful part of it is when we start practicing these principles, we become more confident. And confidence is really what allows us to do the things that we never imagined being able to do. And every single year we continue to grow. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope that you go out there and start practicing this success principles and see differences in your life, see change in your life, and get the things that you want to get done, and have clarity in your life, and just pursue your dreams. And that's really what my wish is for you. If you enjoyed this video, I ask that you guys share it with your friends. If you think other people can benefit from it, please go ahead and share it. And until I see you guys tomorrow again at this time, God bless you all, and make it a great day. Bye-bye.